We often use the word admiration, but rarely reflect on its true meaning. To admire is not just to applaud in moments of success, but also to remain close in times of struggle. And that is exactly what happens today with Can Yaman. Many want to see him only as a flawless hero, confusing the actor with the characters he plays. But Can is not a fictional idol. He is a man with strengths and flaws, with choices that belong to him. A true fan is not someone who tries to control him, telling him how to dress or who to love, but someone who stands by him unconditionally. The issue is that some people try to shape him to their liking, imposing how he should live. That is not love, that is possession. Can does not belong to anyone. He is not a project nor a puppet. He has his own style, his own life, and the freedom to choose. Of course, Can makes mistakes, like all of us. The difference is that he does so under the spotlight, where every gesture is scrutinized and judged. Yet, he keeps shining. His talent, his energy, and his charisma do not depend on anyone's approval. A simple message to false followers: if you cannot accept him as he is, walk away. Because Can will continue moving forward, continue growing, and his light will not fade because of anyone's expectations. True fans are not chains, they are wings. And thanks to them, Can Yaman will keep rising, showing that his greatest role is not in a series, but in real life, being himself. When I think of Demet Özdemir, the first thing that comes to mind is the huge contradiction she sparks in the public. Many remember her as the young, vibrant actress who captivated millions with her freshness in TURKISH. At the same time, however, she has constantly been chased by judgments, rumors, and endless comparisons. And yet, she is still there, standing tall, even as a whirlwind of comments spins around her. I believe Demet represents something uncomfortable. A woman who dared not to stay in the role assigned to her. An actress who wanted to go beyond the romantic story that tied her to Can Yaman, and who sought to build her own path. But not everyone accepted that desire for independence. Some accused her of coldness, others of manipulation, and many judged her more for the people around her than for her own talent. To me, that is profoundly unfair. I have read and heard harsh comments against her. She has been called fake, calculating, and her private life has been treated as if it were public property. In my opinion, such attacks say more about those who write them than about her. As one commentator pointed out, there is no sense in demonizing a woman just because she was once the partner of someone we admire. If we truly respect Can, we should also respect Demet, because she was part of his story and is a human being who deserves dignity. What I value most about Demet is her ability to remain silent when everything around her explodes. While many expected scandals or statements, she often chose silence, protecting her space and continuing to work. That is not weakness. It takes great inner strength to resist the pull of the media circus. Her international career shows that her talent goes far beyond Turkey. She has worked on projects abroad, has been recognized in various places, and has managed to carve out her own path. And even though some tried to reduce her to Can Yaman's ex, she has proven to be much more. A versatile and disciplined artist with the genuine ambition to grow. Of course, she is not perfect. She has made mistakes, like everyone else, but judging her only for her failures would be unfair. I see her as a woman who has learned the hard way what fame means, who has understood how fan affection can become unbearable pressure, and who still keeps moving forward. Personally, I feel that Demet has carried a burden she never chose, that of being the other half of a couple that fans refuse to let go. People turned a fictional love story into a real-life expectation, and when it didn't materialize, the blame fell on her. This shows just how hard it is to be a woman in this world. Always demanded more from, always judged first. That is why I admire that Demet keeps seeking her happiness without asking permission. She has the right to make mistakes, to love whoever she wants, to surround herself with the people she considers right. I cannot understand how one can call themselves a fan of Can while at the same time hating the woman who shared important moments of his life. Consistency should lead us to respect both, not to fuel pointless wars. In the end, what matters to me is that Demet keeps moving forward with her life, that she finds the peace she has long been denied, and that she can work on projects she feels proud of without the eternal shadow of the past. Because behind the actress, there is a strong, sensitive woman with an immense desire for freedom. For me, Demet Özdemir is not just a character from a series or the ex of a famous actor. She is a woman fighting for her own space, resisting in silence, and despite criticism, still shining. And I choose to see her this way, as someone who deserves respect, admiration, and above all, the chance to write her own story without others defining it for her. Of course, she too has made mistakes. Nobody is immune. But what matters is how she faces challenges. Demet does not fight with scandals. She focuses on work and lets her project speak. This is her strength, turning attacks into energy to move forward. In a time when fame often drags people into excess, Demet is an example of balance. She doesn't pretend perfection. She shows fragility and coherence, and that makes her relatable to the public. That is why so many support her. The contrast with Can is inevitable. He appears trapped, while she walks with determination. He loses himself in troubled relationships, while she chooses freedom. This is not comparison out of malice, but proof of how two people face the same pressure differently. In my view, Demet Özdemir is not just a successful actress. She proves that dignity can survive in media chaos. Even when people try to discredit her, her inner strength outweighs the rumors. I see her as destined to grow further because her triumph does not lie in empty headlines, but in the consistency of her talent and choices. So, when the media narratively oppose her to Can Yaman, I believe she embodies the bright side, the proof that fame does not always destroy, that one can shine without chains. And in a world eager to tame those who dare to be free, that is the most powerful gift a public figure can give. Many commentators note how the press and digital media have tried to link her constantly to Can or to other men. And yet, Demet has made it clear that her worth does not depend on who she is with, but on what she can build for herself. This difference sets her apart from so many colleagues who survive only through gossip. Demet does not need that. She has already earned her place through talent and hard work. Personally, I feel Demet is increasingly admirable because despite external pressures, she keeps striving, choosing challenging projects, and seeking to evolve. She does not settle into repetitive formulas. She always wants to move forward. That hunger for growth is what keeps her career alive and sustains the trust of her audience.